RSL bounces back, the Royals keep on rolling, 3 crowns, and a look at what we have to come. All that and more coming up on Boot Room 801. Welcome back to the Boot Room, everyone. My name is Giles, and unfortunately this time I am not joined by my co-host and wife, Kayla. She is currently sick. She's got a pretty nasty bug that is affecting her voice, so she's not able to record this week. So she is taking a break, and she will join us back next week. Because of that, this one's going to be a little bit different, so we're going to keep it a little leaner than usual. First off, we appreciate everyone's patience while Kayla focuses on her health, and we give her that time to rest and recover. But we didn't want to leave you without an episode because there's a lot going around the club. RSL snapped a 2-match slide with a 2-0 win over Portland with Diego Luna and Zavier Gozo making Matchday of the week. Then we have the Royals rolling through another one with a mirroring 2-0 win, this time over Houston. So today you're riding solo with me, so let's get into it. Real Salt Lake needed a response, and they got one. After back-to-back losses during a congested stretch, RSL came back to America First Field and beat Portland 2-0 in front of another sellout crowd. Which, side note, we are on a streak for sellout crowds, so good job RSL Nation. I believe we're around 10 or 11 matches completely sold out at home, spanning from last season into this season. This win moved RSL to 6-3-1 on the season with 19 points at the time of the match. And maybe just as important, we see the first clean sheet of the 2026 season. So we're very happy for Rafa for finally being able to get that monkey off his back, and we're proud of the defense for helping him out, because the previous games not being clean sheets, definitely not on Rafa. Rafa has been doing amazing things all season. This was not a grinded out and barely survived kind of win either. This was a match that was largely controlled by RSL. They put Portland under pressure from the opening whistle, and the numbers in this match, the data, it tells the story. RSL finished with 25 shots, 15 shots on goal, and forced Pantemis into 13 saves. From where we were, it was so much fun to watch. The crowd erupting after each goal was so fun, and for being an afternoon game, there was a lot of energy. It was hot. It was very hot, but the crowd was still super into it. It was just an electric environment, so I was very, very proud of RSL Nation. The first goal came early, and it was the kind of moment that shows exactly how dangerous this RSL side can be. And it's when Sergi receives the ball, he turns the defender and plays it over to Gozo, and Gozo hit it first time into the far corner. That was in the 10th minute, giving RSL the early lead. And it was a beauty. And Pantemis got his hand on it too. If you go back and watch that goal, he guessed right, went the right way. And Gozo, he has this knack of finding these low chance shots. Most players would think, oh no, this isn't risky, or this is too risky, this isn't worth taking the shot. But Gozo looks at it and says, well, I can make it work. And it pays off. Puts it right in where it needs to be, and I think that just goes to show the maturity and the decision making that Gozo has. Very impressed by that. This goal matters for a couple reasons. First, settles the match. Second, it gives RSL the chance to play from ahead, and in the Pablo Mastroeni era, that is something that RSL does very well. RSL is now 51, 10, and 19 when scoring first under Pablo. So, very important goal, gets things started off the right way. Then in the 28th minute, we see Luna adding to it. Wanma drove the ball into the left side of the box, then plays it centrally to Luna, and Luna just finishes it with a left foot into the bottom corner. A very RSL looking goal, a very Luna-like goal, and it's nice to see Luna back into his normal match controlling form. And this match looked like one that RSL could have gotten more. Guy Lavogie had several dangerous moments. Caliskan had great looks. Spearings was looking great. Gozo is consistently a problem for other teams. So this is one of those matches where the 2-0 scoreline, it really undersells how dominant RSL was. RSL was clearly the better team in both halves, and it was nice to see that bounce back. Biggest takeaway for me is RSL looked like themselves again. They were able to shake off those previous 2 results, and just like they talked about in all the post-match and post-trainings, they were able to focus, regather, and get back to what makes them good. So we were happy to see that one. They were aggressive and sharp in transition, and they created from multiple areas. And defensively, they finally got that clean sheet. It was a good all-around performance. I'm very, very happy with it, and I'm sure that the players are, and Pablo was very pleased with it as well. So I know we talked about him because he scored, but let's talk about Luna for a minute. RSL honored Luna before the match for reaching his 100th MLS appearance, and that was the previous match. So his 100th didn't go exactly the way that we'd hoped, but just like Luna does, he bounced back. Anytime that he has something that comes up that is an obstacle, he overcomes it and he comes back stronger. So he went out there and showed everyone why he's becoming one of the defining players of this era of RSL. So Luna in this match, he scores, he creates a game-high 10 chances, helps engineer an absolutely stellar RSL attack, and I believe they were around somewhere like 3.77 XG in this game. So just incredible feat from the offense. And Luna was a big part of that. Like, this isn't just a good performance for Luna today. Like, this is what RSL needed him to do. We needed him to bounce back, and he did. And he showed that resiliency, the resiliency that is talked about so much within this club. And then there's Gozo. Gozo, again, doing well. I know he wants to go to Europe in the summer window, and he's continuing to make his case for that. You know, as much as I hate to say it, I think he could do well in Europe, but I selfishly want him here. But it could be one of those things where when he goes, it puts a spotlight on RSL and shows what we can do developmentally. So that also becomes a major attractor for players to RSL. So I'm not going to pretend to have all the answers. I hope that he stays selfishly, but it's not up to me to make those decisions. So Gozo's strike in the 10th minute, that was his 3rd of the season. He has a team high 4 assists. If you count the hockey assists, I think FotMob has him at 3 and 3 because they don't count the hockey assists. But it's a pretty incredible statement for a 19-year-old player to come out and perform this way. He's so dangerous every week. And both these players score, they play excellently throughout the entire match, or at least their entire shifts for the match. But they did enough to get themselves recognized on MLS Soccer's Matchday 11 team of the Matchday. Luna was in the starting 11 and Gozo was on the bench. So that's something I like to see. I like to see RSL players in the team of the week. I like to see a spotlight on RSL. It makes it harder for outsiders to claim that we're small when we perform so well. I like seeing respect put on their names. It's refreshing to see RSL back in these kind of conversations. And really, these performances that are putting Gozo and Luna and all the other players who've earned recognition so far this season, it's not just that they're producing, it's the way they're producing. Like, Luna is playing like a creator who can also finish. Gozo is playing with confidence and directness. He is so brave in the way that he plays. He plays well beyond his years. Solans is just phenomenal. He is, without a doubt, one of the better strikers in MLS, especially considering his age and that he came from the draft. Solans is single-handedly making the case for why the draft is so important. So many other teams passed him over, and look what he's doing now. He's showing them that they need to pay attention to the draft. And then there's Sanabria, who's added quality from the first day he got here. For as long as we're able to keep him, because I know one of the draws for him to come here was to facilitate a jump to Europe. But while we've got him, he's an incredible piece, and I hope that we have him for like a year or two. I hope he's not just a quick turnaround. But then my guy, Morgan Guilavogui. The speed that he brings to the attack, the unpredictability, the calmness in his passing. I love the way that he creates. I'm so happy that we have him. It's a great time all around. And when all of this works together, RSL can take on any team in the league. They held their own against Miami through 82 minutes with players sick and fitness kind of being an issue because of how many breaks they were getting. So very, very impressed with this RSL group. You know, and as fun as the attacking performance has been, the clean sheet shines a light on the defensive part of the game. So RSL had gone, I think it was 12 matches since the last clean sheet. Yeah, it was against Colorado on October 4th of 2025 was the last time we had a clean sheet. So this was a big step. Cabral had to make a couple of big saves, especially in the first half. There was that diving save that he had to make to keep that clean sheet. But he put in that work just like he always does. And those diving saves that he made, they were important because they kept the scoreline positive for us. It kept us from having to fight that mentality of, okay, well, we're back to tied. Let's get back in this. And one thing that is even more impressive about Cabral when you really think about it, he has had these incredible performances, but he's also played every single minute since he joined the club. He has not subbed off once during any MLS competitions. I think the only time that we have seen Rafa be subbed at all is, I think, during a preseason friendly. So not even a match that counts. It's just incredible to see him putting in that kind of work and that consistency. Before this match, we had 3 Ironmen left standing, with Justin Glad having played every minute up to the point that he came off in the 61st minute with some pain in his adductor. We see on the availability report that came out this morning that he is listed as questionable with an adductor injury from the match. So wishing him well, but that with Justin Glad coming off in that moment, that now leaves Rafa Cabral and Noel Caliskan standing as the only 2 Iron Men left. They have played 900 minutes through the first 10 matches, with the extra time and stoppage time not counting. Noel deserves a lot of credit. Caliskan is an incredible player. He just signed his extension, so congrats to him. And then with this, he's facing off against his former club, and he put in another strong midfield performance. And he nearly got on the score sheet as well. He forced multiple saves from Pentemis. Caliskan's one of those players that he's just always putting in that hard work that goes unrecognized. A lot of what he does doesn't end up on the stat sheet after the match, but he puts in that dirty work. He's such an incredible asset. I'm so glad that we have him. The team's just pressing well. The team is controlling that midfield. They're winning those battles. The connection between Caliskan and Spearings has gone so well. It's really one of my favorite storylines of this season. They're friends on and off the pitch, and you can see it in the way that they work together. They have similar styles, and they trust each other, and we have needed that for a minute. So lots of good things happening with RSL right now. We're very, very lucky and very fortunate to be able to witness this right now. I'm very excited, but just as exciting are the things happening over at the Royals. They are on fire. So they had a match on Saturday, same day as the Portland match, but that was against Angel City FC. It was a good watch. Cloé Lacasse gets a goal 32 minutes in. Angel City gets a red card in the stoppage time in the first half. Going through that rest of the match, there wasn't anything else that happened on the score sheet, but the Royals got another clean sheet and another good victory, another one on the road, and then turned around and played on Wednesday at home against the Houston Dash. Looking to keep the streak running. They start off that match. It was really fun. We were able to be there for the match. Seriously, get out to the Royals matches. They are a blast. And get in now while you can have that like intimate experience of the smaller crowd, because they're getting bigger every time. So get in now so you can have the hipster claim of you were there before it was cool. Utah beat Houston Dash 2-0 at America First Field, improving the club to 5-2-1 with 16 points. And the club is now sitting second in NWSL for the first time in club history in either iteration of the Royals. So congratulations, ladies. The win secured the club's 4th consecutive shutout, 5th straight victory, and extended the shutout streak to the longest in Utah Royals history, now sitting at 378 minutes since they last allowed a goal. So the Royals also outshot Houston. It wasn't even close. It was 22-6. They had 7 shots on goal. They earned 15 corners, and they held 63% of possession. So it was ridiculous. It was a really fun match to be at, but there were times where I was just wondering what Mandy was doing to entertain herself. She had plenty of opportunity to be bored during this game. Just an absolutely incredible performance. The breakthrough came in the 38th minute when Yanni Thompson intercepted a Houston pass. She then found Mina Tanaka, and then Tanaka played a perfectly weighted ball to Cloé Lacasse, and then Lacasse timed her run and got in behind and calmly put that ball in to give Utah a 1-0 lead. It was awesome. It was an absolutely incredible ball from Tanaka. That is a pairing, Lacasse and Tanaka. That is a chef's kiss pairing. I love both of them. Obviously, I've said it before, Mina Tanaka is my favorite player on the Royals, and she showed why all through this match. Cloé, her finishing is great. And this was her 3rd consecutive match with a goal. She's now only 1 match away from the club record of scoring in 4 straight games, which was previously set in the last iteration by Kristen Press and Amy Rodriguez. So that was during the original Royals run. I think now in the current iteration, there's been, with 3 straight goals, it's been Paige Cronin, Brecken Mazingo, and now Cloé. Awesome work. Several goals that were called off that I think they should have counted, but that's just me being a little bit biased. I was sitting behind the net when both of those discounted goals were scored, so I just really wanted to be right there when one was scored. And then late in the match, Courtney Brown seals it. In the 88th minute, Tanaka again found just an incredible pass, playing Brown into the box. Then Brown finished for her first goal with the Royals. So for those who don't know, Courtney Brown is from Utah. So she gets her first goal for her hometown club in front of the hometown fans. So that was pretty special. And Tanaka gets her 2nd assist of the night, and again showing another reason why she is, in my opinion, one of the best acquisitions that the Royals have had, and gave her first multi-assist match in her NWSL career. So lots of records, lots of things happening in that match. Just, you got to get out and see the Royals. There's history being made every week there. It's just storybook stuff. As good as the goals were, there were some incredible defensive moments in the Royals game that I would be absolutely remiss to not mention. Kate Del Fava. Wow. There was a moment where Mandy gets out of the box. There is no keeper. Looks like just empty net, easy finish. The strike is taken. And then Del Fava is back on the line and saves it and saves the clean sheet. It was so cool. And like the communication that is happening during that, when you go back and watch it, they are all on the same page. They all know what is happening, so they can all be there for each other. You see it in the Royals, you see it in RSL. There is a close bond between the players, and that is something that's coming from every level of this organization. So I think we have a lot to be grateful for from Kurt Schmidt and Jason Kreis and everyone involved in setting the culture of this club. because we're seeing it work out on the field now. We're seeing what happens when you take a special group of players and you focus on them being good to each other, being good people, having high quality on and off the pitch. It just works. So we're so fortunate to be able to see this right now. Now that we've had our time looking back, looking ahead, we have for RSL, the next match is in Dallas. That is going to be, as of recording, it is tomorrow. That'll be a fun road trip out there. RSL are entering in this match with a 6-3-1 record with 19 points, while Dallas comes in with a 4-3-4 and 16 points. Kickoff is set for 6:30 p.m. It's going to be on Apple TV for those of us who are not fortunate enough to be able to travel to Dallas. There are going to be several watch parties tomorrow, so if you can make one of those, do it. Otherwise, just tune in from Apple TV. Historically, Dallas has not really been an easy place for RSL to play. Just Texas in general, RSL seems to struggle. Hopefully the weather plays nicely. The heat tends to have some pretty negative effect on RSL, with the club's all-time road record in Dallas being 2-14-8. But more encouraging, RSL earned results in 4 of its last 5 trips to Dallas, with a win in 2021, draws in 2022, 24, and 25, with a loss in 2023. So historically it's been rough, but it's getting better recently. There's a couple of reunions going to be happening with this match, with Sam Junka going back to play in Dallas, where he was playing at before coming to RSL. It'll be probably fun for him to go back and see his old club. And then on the other side of things, Anderson Julio, the former RSL man playing with Dallas. It'll be fun to see him again. I hope that we see him play well, but not too well. And I don't want him to score. But it is Anderson Julio, so we will probably see him offside a couple times during this match. The question that we have here is simply, can RSL carry the performance from the Portland match into this road match in Texas? And I seriously think that they can. Right now, I think RSL has picked themselves up from the 2 losses with Miami and with Galaxy, and they've really focused again on that mentality aspect that they talk about. So I think RSL stands a good chance. It's going to be a good match for them. It's not as fun with Kayla not being here, but I'll go ahead and give my prediction. I think that we're going to see 2-0 win again. I would love to see that happen twice in a row, but I do feel like we have the opportunity to see RSL put that scoreline together. I think RSL is doing very well defensively. It will be interesting to see a start without Glad for the first time this season. I still think that RSL can hold it together, so I'm going with a 2-0 win for RSL in Dallas and break this Texas curse. On the Royal side, looking ahead on Sunday, they're going to be in San Francisco playing Bay FC. That one's going to be Sunday at 2 p.m. and that one's going to be on Victory Plus. So it's one of the NWSL matches that's decently easy to watch. And this will be a good test for Utah, because winning at home is one thing, but carrying the momentum on the road is another. And so far they've been able to do that, but we'll see again here if they're up to that task. My big question for this one is not can they win, but can they keep the clean sheet streak going? That's a fun streak to have. Another fun question is, can they keep the first goal streak going? When you defend this well, the first goal becomes enormous, and it forces the opponent to open up, and then it gives players like Lacasse and Tanaka, Mazingo, Cronin, and Brown, it gives them the space to punish the other team. As they open it up, they create more risk. Then the Royals are very good at taking advantage of that opened up space. So they look confident, they look organized, they're having a lot of fun, and that is something that I think is more important than a lot of people give it credit for. The aspect of fun, it translates into just good performances. Because when you're happy showing up to work every day and things are going well, it's easy to keep putting in that work. So I think the Royals are going to be able to strike early. I think we're going to see a 3-0 win for the Royals. I don't think that Bay FC has the right answers to the questions that they're going to be asked. I think that the Royals defense is going to be able to contain them pretty well, and it's going to be a difficult test for Bay FC, and I think the Royals are going to be able to go in there and do what they do and come out on top. So with all of this being said, that now takes us into our 3 crowns for the week. So looking at this week from RSL, our 3 crowns I don't think are going to be any surprise. Our 3rd crown from RSL, that clean sheet and the first half saves to keep RSL in it, it's going to give it to Rafa Cabral. He's consistently in our 3 crowns, but he consistently deserves to be there. Then our 2nd crown comes from getting it rolling, getting that first goal of the match. It's going to go to Gozo. It was good enough of a performance to get him on Team of the Match Day, and it's good enough to get him a crown from us this time. And likewise, crown number 1, because of a goal and chance creation and control in the attack, it's going to go to Diego Luna. 1st crown Diego Luna, 2nd crown Zavier Gozo, 3rd crown Rafa Cabral. Congratulations, gentlemen, you deserve it very much. Some honorable mentions from this week. Sanabria was amazing, Caliskan always amazing, and Sergi Salons is a pleasure to watch. From the Royals side of things, we're going to give our 3rd crown to the one who saved the clean sheet. It's going to go to Kate Del Fava. Hats off, ma'am. That was an incredible heads-up moment. Crown number 2 for getting that 3rd straight match with a goal and putting herself in position to enter herself into the history books. Cloé Lacasse. She's quickly becoming one of the most dangerous players in that attack. So congratulations. And 1st crown from 2 assists, multiple moments of creativity, and her first multi-assist match, Mina Tanaka. It's an absolute pleasure to hand that crown to my personal favorite player from both Kayla and I. Ladies and gentlemen who have received crowns this week absolutely deserved it. Some honorable mentions from the Royals this week. Courtney Brown, congrats on your first goal. We love having you back here. It was awesome. Mandy McGlynn, just another epic performance. And Yanni Thompson, it's been so great. But with that, that's going to wrap up our solo adventure episode with me. I'm hoping that this is the one and only solo edition of Boot Room 801. Thank you all again for your patience. And with the delayed episode while we were trying to hold out for Kayla's health, Kayla is still recovering. We appreciate everyone being understanding. She'll be back with us next time. I know the show is better when she's here. In my opinion, everything is better when she's here. She is definitely the better half here in the boot room. We are hoping for a speedy recovery and a bounce back that'll mirror the bounce back RSL had. It's a fun week of soccer that was had, and a fun week that's coming up. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you're following Boot Room 801 wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to YouTube and follow us on social media for matchday coverage, interviews, press conferences, and just everything around RSL and the Royals and what's going on in the community. We are Boot Room 801 across all channels. You can also hit us up on bootroom801.com. You can put in your From the Stands suggestions, and we'll get back to that next week when we've got Kayla here. So from me and from Kayla, who is resting and sending her love, thank you all, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you for joining us in the Boot Room.